Welcome to the Chicago Wine Show. This is our Wine 101 edition. I'm Frank, the Internet Wino, who I'm representing the International House of Wine and Cheese in Richmond, Illinois, and for winelovers.com, and our hosts, the Park Avenue Wine Bar in Barrington, Illinois. With me today is Tom, the manager here. And what did we just say about Wine 101? What's the goal here?
Well, the goal is to lose the mystery and keep it sexy.
That's great. And also with us is Jeff Faber from Opolo Vineyards. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the variety of grapes that are available from your vineyard, yes, which just sort of indoctrinate people into some of the types of grapes and the kind of wines that they produce.
Absolutely.
So just give us a quick rundown of some of the grapes that you're growing at Opolo.
Well, one of the cool things about, again, the Paso Robles area is that Zinfandel is one of the grapes that everybody knows. However, the region is amazing to grow. Sangiovese, great spaghetti and meatball wines, right?
Thought of traditionally as an Italian grape.
As an Italian grape, exactly. Petit Verdot, which some of us have already enjoyed this evening, which is a Bordeaux grape. So, and a huge one at that. So the soil types out there allow us to do so many different types. Counois, a strange grape, even to the French, which is where it's from. We grow that in Paso Robles. So Sangioveses, Mourvedre, you've got Grenache, you've got Cab Franc, you've got all these different types of opportunities and different types of grapes that we grow. And the soil just loves them. It just gives them so much energy and so much bursting of flavors.
Well, I think it's interesting for people who don't know that much about how grapes are grown. You'd think it needs a lot of water and a lot of sunlight, but not necessarily the case.
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, what we do, a lot of people say, do you use fertilizer, do you use a lot of water? We're actually known as dry farmers. And dry farmers really want to make sure that what we're doing is not overfeeding the grapes with water, because most people, even when I started in this business, I thought we wanted really big grapes. I thought the bigger the grape, bigger the wine. And I really learned. I said, you know, it's like, why are we...
It's all about the struggle.
It's all about the struggle. And if you actually put your hand around our vines, you'll see they're just dry and brittle. But the grapes, and we keep very few clusters on the vines, but they're really small. But when you take them and you walk through the vineyard and you pop one or two in your mouth, they explode. I mean, just explode with flavor.
Have you had an experience with that, with a grape like right off the vine or something like that?
Oh, sure. Well, you know, there's a few wineries that I've been to that actually have a few rolls of grapes that are available for when you go there as a tourist. You taste the grapes right off the vine, and they have all different varietals lined up. And you're like, wow, man, I remember a Sauvignon Blanc in Napa. You're like, damn, that really is what Sauvignon Blanc is really about.
You really made the connection. You have to taste the grape and then think about how the wine tastes.
Sure.
You can finally see it.
And that's after years and years of tasting wine, to taste a specific grape off the vine really gives you this eye-opening experience of, wow, this is what they're trying to achieve in the wine.
Right, I'm sure people who've never had that, you know, they think like red grape juice and then they think wine, and they can't really make, how does that happen? But the grapes have a much different taste. And there's a, you know, from the reds to the whites, I mean, what would they be tasting when they taste these wines?
Well, when they taste the wines or the grapes?
Well, like going from like a white grape to the red grape, compared to like the red grape juice that they would get in a store, that kind of thing.
Okay, well, one of the things that you'd look for, number one, the juice that you get from a crushed grape is going to be sweet. It's not going to be sugary sweet like high fructose corn syrup sweet, but just smooth. Very, very smooth, and actually subtle and beautiful enough to where you actually want to have it chill.
Drink more,
and
right.
Drink more of it, exactly. And it doesn't have that, like, again, that super, you know, sugar content. Right. But the thing about it is that when you taste the grape, and then you taste the juice, and then you take it one step further, you taste the raisins, and then you taste it out of a barrel, you really learn something, not about everybody else, but about you.
Now, for the Wine 101 people, explain what you mean when you say taste the raisins.
Taste the raisins, that means you actually taste the grapes that have turned into raisins, and that you're just like sun-made raisins you'd see.
Right.
You can have a Merlot raisin, a Zin raisin, a Counois raisin, you can have a Sangio raisin, and they all give you something different.
Right, when they dry all the way out to where they lose that liquid, and it's down to the really flavor and essence of what it is.
Exactly.
Right.
And so you're giving your taste and sensation the ability to understand and get around that. And
so then as a winemaker, you can that helps you a lot to understand blending wise what you're going to be able to do with that grape?
I think it gives everybody a perspective, because that's what we're all trying to do, is gain a perspective. People that are learning about wine are trying to understand where people are coming from, where the vineyards are coming from, where the winemakers are coming from. What are you trying to express to me, right? And sometimes it's a lot easier just to follow the verbiage and say, well, I'm going to go ahead and do all these things and listen to what people say. But you know yourself what you've grown up with, how you feel on a Friday, Saturday night, how you feel on a regular work day. And I find it so engaging to find people that really just wanted to kind of enjoy that experience. Say, look, I just want to be myself and learn something new and try something different. And so there's nothing more base and common than to actually taste a grape and then the juice and then the raisins, because it's not highfalutin. It's as simple as it gets.
Well, we've talked about Zinfandel and Petit Verdot.
Yes.
Could you just give us a couple samples of some of the other grapes that are really like big hits from Opolo?
Merlot. Actually, most folks would say that Merlot is very bitey, and we've had a lot of movies made in our area, and one in particular that really put a kibosh on Merlot. So when I pour wine, I keep my hand over the label.
Right.
When I pour the wines, I don't want people thinking so much about it. Merlot is one of those wines specifically because Merlot traditionally has a bite to it. In Paso Robles, you have the ability to actually create wines that are softer and smoother than most others than you would be used to. And I'm not much of a Merlot person myself, but our Merlot, I could take glass after glass after glass, and I swear when I pour it, for people, 90% of the time, they all swear it's a Cabernet.
How about the grapes that you think of from Opolo?
You know what? To be honest with you, when I taste through the wine, a couple times I've already been through it, I'm constantly surprised. But the Petit Verdot stands out to me without a doubt. The Zin, which is one of their benchmarks, you have to admit, phenomenal.
Yeah.
The Moose
Interesting too.
Yeah, well, and we had the Petit Syrah here by the glass.
Yeah.
We've already had the Roussan, which is a white Rhone varietal, which you rarely see in varietal form, especially in California. More nowadays than before, but still phenomenal. And I mean, it's a great wine because you can go through all of them. But if I say one thing, what you were saying before, talking about varietal, I remember being a young waiter and wondering why Chardonnay wine was called a Chardonnay. And not to dumb down the whole interview, but to be honest, there's a lot, as a wine educator, I've found that I have the same problem that a lot of people have. They really don't understand that a lot of times, especially in California, not so much in Europe, but the wine is named after the varietal or variety of grape that it's made, the wine is made from.
Yes.
And it's called that because it's made from Chardonnay grapes and so on and so forth. And being Wine 101, I thought I'd just let everybody know.
Right.
Because sometimes it's embarrassing to ask questions about wine.
Right.
And I remember biting my teeth asking the question in 1997 when I was working at Don Ross. I was like, oh God, I'm going to get kicked in the teeth for this one. But I'm tired of not knowing the answer to the question, so I asked. So that's sort of the answer to that question, is that a lot of these are specific grapes, like wine from the specific grapes.
Certainly in California.
Yes.
Especially in California. And then these grapes, of course, stay in certain regions, and it sort of helps explain a lot to the beginner.
And that's why France messes everybody up, because they name their wines after where they're from.
They like to keep their
nothing to do with
secrets
the grapes.
themselves.
They want you to be very confused.
It's not easy to learn at all.
Right,
but
not at all.
If you use a pair of pliers and a blowtorch, you can get a few answers out of them every once in a while. Not always, but occasionally.
They're the old experts, so they really want to make it difficult for everybody.
Very well put. Very, very well put.
All right, I think that's great. Opolo Wines, how do we find them?
At www.opolo.com.
Awesome. And again, you're Jeff Faber, one of the winemakers. Thanks for joining us. Tom.
Thanks, Frank.
From the Park Avenue Wine Bar.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Salud.